They, well, they really don't know how to do it. They're doing it in the wrong part. And then I go in there and they're like, I'm like, you're making this way too hard. Way too hard. You know me though, I figured out. I'm not gonna just fail. Epic failure. I work too hard to test it. On that test to just epically fail.
So, who's the one that lifts that 385?
The hoist.
You have a little crane? You know the power.
I'm just like wired.
Okay.
There's a
But after work I left.
Oh,
And
it goes to the tire shop. They do it. It goes to the tire shop. We don't do it. They have to go do it.
But she didn't get on the sidewalk. She kept walking on the roads. I was on the stairs. So we're laughing about that. To go home really fast. That's like my favorite way to do it. It's not that I disregard the wires. I am. I'm a little rebel.
Oh, you are.
Okay, you are not.
I'm as sweet as they come. Mayor Roberts.
Like a Sour Patch Kid.
That's right, exactly.
I'm a Cabbage Patch Kid. What were those ugly ones?
Garbage Pail.
Garbage Pail Kid.
Garbage kid.
Garbage Mouth Kid.
Now that I'll go along with.
I will second that.
Garbage Patch. Garbage Mouth Patch. You know what I ordered the other day? They had this little 10-pack of tiny little Tupperware tires, and I got them, and I'm gonna start stealing them.
There you go.
You need to go get your glasses. Look at it. You don't need no stinking glasses.
Okay, refresh my. When we tabled the date, what were we waiting?
Supposed to give us some more info.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Do we know if we're any further along?
I do not know that.
Okay, well,
It's not my job.
Well, you're an
I'm
inquisitive
supposed to
kind of
come
person.
here and just be told what to know.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I was just wondering if we knew anything.
No, I'm on the.
I mean, I hate. We'll see where we're at.
Yeah, I'm on the we'll see where we're at top right now. I've been there lately. I've been reminding people too much. Well, you know, I'm like held to this here. You're real like here. Lately, I've been
Oh, okay.
to see what is around me. Stupid coffee. They get dirty ticket. Because then they'll lose another speakerphone and you watch them get it. I'm thinking that's like when you drive it.
Yeah.
$25 ticket. So
minutes or less?
my insurance
We go things in delivery time?
because it's considered
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like we have.
They had the top
Like to go home to We're shooting for 30 minutes or less.
Okay.
No cookies.
Oh, we're ready. Let's go. Are y'all ready?
And
I call this regular session of the Lovington City Commission to order. Shannon, roll call, please.
Mayor Roberts,
I'm here.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Here.
Commissioner Gandy,
Here.
Commissioner Bolt,
Here.
Commissioner White.
I'm here.
All right. If you'll join us in our invocation this evening, Commissioner Bolt.
Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, as we come here today, we'd like to thank you for the warm weather during the day, but the cooler temperatures at night. It makes it nice for sleeping, so thank you. We ask for your wisdom and guidance to help us support one another with fairness and respect. May our decisions reflect your ideals and lead to positive outcome for our city residents and our community. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. So join us in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico to be a symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. You may be seated. All right. Mr. Gaines.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as submitted. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Shannon, please.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Bolt,
Yes.
Commissioner Gandy.
Yes. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for consideration of the minutes of August 25th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, motion and second for the adoption of the minutes. Any corrections, additions, or further discussion? Hearing none, Shannon?
Commissioner Gandy,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Bolt,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes. All right, this brings to our staff report. Miss Shannon, do you have anything for us this evening?
Yes, Mayor and Commissioners, I would like to go over the candidates for the districts that are running. In District 1 for City Commission.
Okay.
District 1, we have incumbent David Trujillo, Ezekiel Rodriguez, Christopher Johnson, and I'm not quite sure how to say this, Quan Wagner.
Okay.
In District 2, we have incumbent Scott Bolt and Christina Ramon. And in District 4, we have Stephen Perry and Jose Marufo. Municipal Judge, we have Judge Mark Owens and Laura Guerra.
I'm sorry?
Laura Guerra.
Okay, thank you.
And I just wanted to mention that early voting will start October the 7th and run through November the 1st. And then election day is November 4th.
Okay.
And at the county courthouse.
At the county courthouse now. All right. Well, this will be a whole new
It is.
shindig. That's right. Well, Mr. Gandy, we're missing your name.
One was a personal reason, the second one was a county reason.
I heard the
Yeah.
county reason.
Yeah,
So, yes.
So, other than that, no.
Well,
It's been a long 17 years, so maybe time to try something different for a day or two.
well,
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
we will give you a hearty send-off.
No need.
Oh, it's not whether you need it or not.
Just tell me when it is, I'll show up
Okay.
that day.
Okay.
We'll get you some pizzas.
Pizzas.
There you go. We'll feed you for
All
sure.
right, 30 minutes or less, we can go right now.
Okay, there we go. All right. Ms. Shannon, is there anything further? Thank you for that report. Good evening. How are you
Hi,
this evening?
good evening. Just a recruiting report. We've got 84 applicants for our front office administrator.
84.
84.
That's got to be a record, right?
So far. for
So
me.
far? Yeah, exactly.
So we've got it, we're scheduling interviews for later this week. And then streets department, we finally have identified one candidate out of 38 candidates. So, and police and fire. Fire has got their last hire. We've actually, one of our current officers has taken off for military leave. He'll be gone for a year. And we've already got his replacement already in. So we wish Mr. Ari Murillo safe journeys. And
That's awesome news.
good stuff.
That's great. All right. Well, thank you. Any questions, commissioners? All right. All right, Chief.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, month of September is Suicide Prevention Month. Make sure you talk to your family members. We lost a young member of Lovington this past week. And I went to a funeral of a 14-year-old that's the boyfriend of my granddaughter. So make sure you talk to everybody. The 14-year-old was reaching out, so sometimes just read between the lines. Sometimes you can get him some help. Be advised, there's going to be a protest September the 20th at Avenue D Park.
Okay. What was the date?
September 20th.
20th, okay.
In the morning, I think it's a Saturday.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I think it's similar to the ones they've held in Hobbs, I think, protesting the current administration.
Immigration.
Oh.
Oh, gotcha. Have they filed a report or something?
Yeah, they filed a request.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's good.
That's the only reason we know about it. And construction of the police department is well over 75% completed. I'm trying to get my office back in order. We had 15 applicants. Of the 15 applicants, we had 3 actually show up to do the physical assessment. And 2 of those passed the physical assessment. So they was able to take a written test, and one of those passed that, and 2 additional ran the next day, and both of those passed. But we have all 3 of them that will be moving forward to the next hiring process, which is the polygraph. I mean, that's psychological, and then the polygraph. So, and then Officer Cohn, she was out on maternity leave. She'll come back on the 15th. And then next month, Officer Morales, that we just recently hired, he'll be deployed to the border. He'll be gone a year.
Okay.
So, with some, get some,
Lose some?
And code enforcement has a couple of updates on some properties that she's working on.
All right.
So, we are working on 615 so forth. Did you get my email pictures?
Oh,
Were you able to pull it up?
I was not, no.
Oh, okay.
What's going on?
All right, so 615 Southport, we have been working on this property for a little over 6 months due to the legal process and every step that we're trying to take in order to contact the property owner. The property owner is not available.
Responsive?
Yes, not responsive. So now we're just, at this point, code enforcement is just letting you all know, the next step after today is we're going to put the article in the newspaper letting the property owner one last time know that we are going to demolish and clean that property within maybe 10 days after tomorrow, as soon as the article gets published.
To put it in perspective, since we don't have a picture, the single wide trailer is burned out, the windows are broken out, the yard is a mess, there's an abandoned vehicle in there, we discovered a water leak, right? That was.
Yes, there was actually, oh, he got pictures. Can I show them?
And we received numerous complaints from citizens.
It's a safety issue.
It's
for
a
sure.
big
It's
issue.
just a,
So there has been 2 fires so far in this property.
Me, myself and Robert went over there Thursday, and I said, there's gotta be a water leak over here, cause the reeds are taller than the house. And he said, the weeds? I go, no,
It's
reeds, like around a pond.
yeah.
And literally the whole front yard was full of reeds with cattails on them.
So what I do tell everybody, the public, is that the reason we get water turned on at properties that are vacant is we get squatters that are coming from other cities, and just looking for vacant properties. And this is very important, very crucial for every property owner to know this. Not only are the weeds have been a problem for Lovington, I'm pretty sure that every city has this problem.
But once, you know, everybody starts maintaining their own property, then, you know, stuff like this won't happen. The reeds.
So we've had no word from the owner?
No, code enforcement has not. We have a email in the utility system. We have a phone number, not responsive, and it goes straight to voicemail. I left multiple voicemails and no contact at all. So after today, an article will be published in the newspaper. 10 days after that article is published, then we actually have the go ahead to do this, if that's okay with you guys.
And then the only cost to the city besides the time and payroll and gasoline is the roll-offs we're gonna have to obtain, right?
The roll-offs, yes,
Right, to dispose of
of all the
and then
debris.
you're gonna put a lien on the property, right?
But, yes, a lien is placed on the property for the reason, the fact that, you know, the city, we do our part, you know, and once the property owners come forward, at one point they will, because we've already had a property, recently, they have came forward saying they want to sell their property, but there's a lien put on their property. What can they do? I tried contacting you. You did sign the certified letter. You did not contact code enforcement, the city whatsoever, any department. But here we are now. And each property does take a while, because it's just the legal process and having to do every step the way.
We know where she lives. She lives in Washington State, so we'll be advertising in that community as well. So make sure you reach out and we can, I mean, we have guns and we have, collector's coins that when the house burned, they all fell out of the attic. So there's a lot of valuable stuff that she wants from us. So she'll be reaching out to us at some point. She's aware that we have this stuff in our evidence room.
If anybody wants to see it, it's on the northeast corner of 4th and G or J.
Fudgy.
Yes.
Setback, it's a long single wide, it's a mess.
Dave, on waste management side, do we still get free roll-offs?
It's 10 a year, yes, sir.
Okay, 10 a year still.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We also have another property that we've been working on, which is we do have a list, and if anyone wants to know the list, they can come forward, and, you know, we're available for walk-ins on Wednesdays at the 100 West Central. The other property is 313 North Chavez. This property has been vacant for quite some time, and I know a lot of the community is well aware of this property. There has been no contact with the owners. The deed in every legal document states Baptist Church. It does not have a individual name. So if anybody's hearing this, now is the time to come forward, because within 10 days after today, when the article is published, this place is gonna get cleaned up, because it has been an issue.
Did it specify what Baptist church?
313, no, it just says Baptist Church.
There's a lot of Baptist church here in town, that's why I
I know
said.
it,
Yeah.
That's the one
I
in
know it.
Chavis that's all followed out.
313 North Chavez.
Yeah.
That's the address.
It's
Um,
no, correct me if I'm wrong, no doors, no windows, it's empty and
That's right.
stripped of everything.
vacant, yeah.
All the
And
wires
trash,
are
there's
down.
piles of trash, piles and piles, so we all know what happens when it rains with the trash. And that is all for today, I think it's
Laura, I wanted to ask you a question. I've been contacted by a few homeowners as far as neighbors not cutting their weeds, not cutting their grass, and weeds in the backyards have got 7, 8 feet tall. Now, and I know you can see on some of Facebook where people are saying, well, go cut your neighbor's grass and this and that. And to me, you look at it and say, well, you could be trespassing also. What do you recommend on that as far as for people that have issues with neighbors that have high weeds that, one person that I talked to said that nobody lives at the house, they cut the front lawn, but they don't cut the back lawn. And the back lawn is 7, 8 feet high, and you have mice, rats, rodents. So what do you recommend on that?
Well, let me explain to you all what I do. When I do speak to individuals out there in the community, when they come forward and talk to me the way you asked, this, first thing I tell them, okay, so how many neighbors do you got that have tall weeds? And then they'll probably just say, just the neighbor next door. Then I'll go, okay, have you spoke to them? Like, kind of neighborly. And then they'll say, well, no, that's probably the first step. Just speak to your neighbor. If they're not talkable, then, I can still go out there and speak to them. But legally, I have to give that 10-day grace period. I can't do anything further than that. Yes, there is a process to it, which putting a lien on the property even. The city can contract someone now and claim these properties, but then a lien's gonna be placed on these properties. That's like the last resort to this issue. And I've been trying to avoid that. And that's why when I speak to the community, that's how I explain it.
And I understand, I don't want it to get that far, and I understand you do too. But some people might not feel comfortable going and talking to their neighbor and saying, your weeds are 8 feet high, can you cut them please? That might have a incident where you're ended up called to the scene.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I want to find a happy medium here where homeowners that take care of their house and take care of their yards don't have to deal with that, so.
It has happened, right, Chief?
Yeah.
It has happened. What happens is if you contact me, as soon as I receive a call, I might take 24, 48 hours, but I will speak to your neighbor. If I didn't speak to you, maybe you weren't home at the time. A lot of the community assumes that I don't speak to their neighbors, but I do. I work all hours. If they're not home, I will look for them. I will make contact with them some way or another, but it doesn't mean that, that neighbor has to be present. Just staring to see across the street or, the neighbor and other neighbors, they don't have to physically see me that I talk to them.
Right.
But the neighbor already knows. I can promise you that the neighbor knows that I spoke to them about their weeds.
It's just like a police call, there are the reporting party. Sometimes they wish contact, sometimes they don't wish contact. They want to remain anonymous.
They're anonymous.
Other times they want to follow up. Hey, we did visit
Right.
your neighbor. So I would urge people, if you want to remain anonymous, no problem. You can get a hold of us, call me directly, call code enforcement. The other takeaway is I understand the concerns that technically they would be trespassing. Leave it to us. Laura knows the legal process. She has a legal right to be on that property to get the same thing accomplished. So leave it to us. And then, if there's not compliance, she knows the legal steps to go through.
Yeah, because I've actually drove past a few of the places that I was contacted about, and I do see that there are definite issues. So I just want to make sure that it's out there, that people know that, and we've been granted with a lot of rain this year. Most years we wouldn't have this problem, but it's something that needs to be addressed, so.
It is, yes.
If they're abandoned houses, then you can call Laura or myself, and we can help research, try to find out who it is, get back with you and say, oh yeah, I know that person. And I said, well, do you want to try to talk to them, or you want us to do it? Sometimes they're more receptive if you was to talk to them. Because, I've mown my neighbor's yard, but I don't ask, I just mow the yard. It's like, appreciate it, and then you're gonna get trespassed on it.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that people that have that issue don't run into problems
Yes, no,
doing something like that, so.
The first step is, try, if you're already neighborly, just kindly ask them. If you don't talk to your neighbor whatsoever in like your space, that's when you call law enforcement.
Right.
Especially if they're elderly, I've seen all these Facebook posts go mow it, quit complaining about it, go take care of it.
Well, once you gotta go back and mow it again, it's heck with that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing
You're
free
welcome.
either.
So, yeah, recently what I do is if I get called out for one address, I will do the whole block. I'm not gonna go just for one address, since I'm there already, because I can see like all these leaves everywhere. So if I have time, I'll do 3 blocks. I'm not just gonna go for one address. If you all put me out for one, I'll go for all of them. So then
Right.
the caller that calls me, I advise them, are you sure you don't live in the area? Because I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do that block. So maybe, I'm hoping all the homeowners, property owners, renters will, kind of cut the weeds. Because yes, it is an issue. I tell everybody it's magic water.
Thank you.
Already?
Thanks, Lauren.
Cool.
I'll stand for your question.
Okay, any questions for the chief? All right, yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Fire chief.
Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, so all of our cadets passed their Fire 1, Fire 2, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, exceptions for 1, and they were right there, and they have a chance for a retest, so they will be allowed to do that. As Ms. Neveretti said, we are in the hiring process, or in the process of one just temporary for the year, while our one is deployed to Iraq. The truck haul, they just completed it today as far as the painting. That's why all of our trucks have been pulled out, if y'all have noticed. They're painting our truck haul. And then I was told this afternoon that on the 22nd, they're gonna start doing the floor in the truck haul. So that whole thing's been, and all that's out of the capital outlay fund. D&D started last week, and they finally got all the hardware on the doors in the fire department and all the new scan system and all that installed. So we finally got that done as well. And other than that, I will stand for any questions.
All right. Questions? Commissioner Bolt?
As far as your building's getting ready, police chief said that they're about 75% done. How are they in your building?
I'm gonna say they're about 33% because there's the floor still to do, and then the inside of the building, they still have to paint all the halls. But the truck haul, I'd say probably closer to 50 because the rest of it won't take as long as that. They had to go in and power wash everything, then they had to scrape everything, and then of course paint, and they painted the whole truck haul. So now they just gotta do the floors, hang the new lockers, and paint the walls inside the station, inside the building.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Can you think about painting Station 2 next?
Painting?
It's getting really faded and ugly.
Well, if we can get another grant with more money, yeah. This is out of the capital outlay, so. But no,
If you
I wanna upgrade all my
fix up
buildings and
something
make them all
else.
look nice, so.
I guess that's it. Thank you, Fire Chief, appreciate it. Commissioner Bolt?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here tonight. I always put out there, shop local, eat local, bank local, do everything you possibly can local. It helps out our GRTs. That is the lifeblood of the community, that it helps us be able to pay bills, do projects, take care of our businesses, our local businesses. It's very important. A couple things I'd like to also bring up. Down the north part of town, they're working on the road. They have barrels out there. They have a sign posted as of 9/15/2025, which is next Monday. They're gonna start doing road work. So that's gonna be an area where there's gonna be probably a lot of traffic, maybe even some tie-ups there, slow moving at times. So I just wanted to put that out there that everybody knew. I said there's a big sign out there showing that. So if I am wrong, I apologize. I'm just putting out with what I see. Also, another thing I wanted to bring up, and this is something I brought up a couple of years ago. And I'm gonna put this to the city manager, our city attorney, and our code enforcement. At the intersection, you know, I see a lot of businesses, they're taking care of their facility, they're taking care of their buildings, trying to make things look nice. And at the intersection of D and Main, I wanna see what's going on there because it's been like that for quite some time, a long time.
Few years.
A few years is an understatement.
I'd like to direct Laura, because we've been working on that issue.
All right, so on that property right there, it's gonna be 521 North Main. I have been in contact with the current owner. Before then, the
Wait,
owner was.
okay,
No,
hang
no,
on.
it's gonna
You're
be
in the
like
wrong
100.
location.
The Savisky property.
Huh?
Which one?
Savisky?
No, I thought you were talking about the
Exxon.
Yes.
yeah, the old Exxon
Exxon.
building.
Yes, Corner Avenue D and Main Street.
Yeah.
The guy in Hobbs you talked about?
Yes.
KW Fuels.
About-
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wasn't
There's
in
3 right
contact
there.
with them. It took me a while to find the property owner.
Right, I would have given you his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people with the whales.
Yeah.
So, recently, I think it's been since, I wanna say December, I actually got in contact of, his agent. So, this property owner lives out in Hobbs. He was quite a challenge, but he has received citations, just like everyone else.
Has he paid them?
That I don't know, cause I don't work for the court, department. I don't work for that department, but I could ask. I mean, he has received citations. I mean, just like every other property, I'm doing the legal process. I don't just go in there and like, oh, here, we're gonna clean up this place because, you know, it don't look right. It's not supposed to be like this. No. I take it step by step. Okay, this property has citations, I believe, over 2,000. I'm not sure. But I have cited him. I have texts where we text back and forth within maybe since March. I'm just waiting for a pre-trial at least to go in front of the judge so we can get this handled. This is where it's at.
So if someone is normally non-compliant and has accumulated citations over in the thousands of dollars, and they're not, you know, they're not working with the system, isn't a warrant normally put out there for their arrest?
Yes, and that hasn't really been happening, but, you know, I'm doing my part of the job, the city is doing their part. It's just, I mean, there has been a gap for a little while.
The last thing that happened on this property, and he was cooperative, is if you'll recall in the spring when we had all the windstorms, there was pieces of metal hanging down from it. He did remove those because it was a safety hazard.
Was that this spring or was that last spring?
This
Probably-
spring,
Yeah, it was this past spring. I don't
Because
know.
it's been like this for
Yep,
God knows how long.
it's a thorn in my side. It seems like one pile of dirt's moved from the other to the other end of the
That's
lot.
about all he does, is move the dirt.
Patrick, is there any recourse here that we should?
Well, I think the first thing to do is to take a look at what's the status of the citations. And so normally what happens, that person would have an opportunity to state their case in front of the judge. And depending on what the judge finds, not fined, but fined, then the judge is gonna issue some type of punitive damage for that particular property owner, I'm assuming. It's gonna be a matter of whether they pay that or not, whether they can be held in contempt, and then I think that's where that process starts with the warrant, so I don't think it's just right off the bat. Yeah, the other thing is that, if there are conditions on that property that would warrant, you know, daily citations, I think that's certainly the way to go. I don't know if they're being addressed that quickly, it doesn't sound like it, but I would certainly go ahead and issue those citations, because that just gives us a little bit more leverage to deal with that issue. The last thing would be to take a look at whether or not that particular site has had any contact with NMED as far as underground storage tanks. And so I don't know if there were USTs there or not. It looks like some of the excavation was to remove some of those. Generally, the plan that's submitted by that surface owner to NMED gives a time frame of when the USTs are to be removed, what's to happen to the rest of the site, and go from there.
So I can, the tanks were removed and new tanks were installed.
Okay,
So I do know that much.
okay.
So what I can say is the property owner had hired a contractor, which fell through. He hired another contractor, which fell through. He just rehired another contractor, so he's hoping they'll keep it.
That's not our problem.
Exactly, yeah, well,
So,
and I've been signing, I mean, I know his amount is like way high, just like the Baptist church. I know they're probably at 26,000 now. I mean, like I tell you guys, I mean, we've been doing our part, it's just.
I feel bad for other business owners that are taking pride in their property, new businesses coming in. Because this here is right down in the center of Lovington. And I say, it's not fair to the other businesses that are there that this eyesore keeps here, stays here. This eyesore has been there for many, many years. And I'd like to see what we could do to move in the right direction. I understand you're trying. I want to see if there's anything else that we could do maybe to,
There's a couple of different options.
Yeah.
I think what to do is to take a look at the status of where we are
Right.
in municipal court to do that. And then to take a look at, is it a situation that it's just an eyesore, or are there other conditions on site that present some other kinds of risks? Safety risk, health risk, not unlike weeds that would attract, garment. And so the city's able to go ahead and do certain things there. But I think it's also a matter of figuring out what the plan is for that piece of property. And maybe taking a look outside the box and saying, okay, we've been dealing with this issue for a long time. Does this person have a plan? Are they gonna ultimately put in a business? Do they need help with that? And that sounds kind of crazy, but if the problem is really to do something with that southwest corner, that intersection, that may be one of the options, or the city may look at, or somebody may look at purchasing that to get that person out and get somebody else back in that is gonna do something constructive. So I think it's not only a matter of just looking at, hey, where are the citations, what's our next move, what's the dollar amount up to, but what's that person's plan? And if they have the ability to sell it and get rid of that headache, can we trade off some of those fines and fees, maybe on purchase price, to get, the city to purchase it, and then we may be able to repurpose it for something. So I wanna make sure we get all those options out there and consider them, so.
okay. Other than that,
You're good? All right. Well, thank you, Commissioner Bolt. Commissioner Trio?
Yeah, David, and I was gonna tell you right before the meeting started, so I wouldn't have to say it there. Just right there at the hospital, in front of the hospital, them two little islands, well, one of that tree is just overgrown to where if you're coming off Love, that you got a blind spot. And I was gonna let you know before, so since I remember right now, I just thought I'd take care of, that's all, yeah, that's all, thank you.
All right. Commissioner White?
Okay.
Commissioner Gaines?
Good.
All right. Ed?
Mr. Mayor and Council, we continue to work on the accounting for the fiscal year ended 6/30/25. There was a letter issued by Department of Finance and Administration addressed to the mayor, saying that they gave conditional certification of the budget that was submitted. And to get final approval, they want the audit done for 6/30/24. And so I've been in contact with the auditor. I just got off the phone with him before we came into the meeting, and they're working on it. That's all. We need to send a letter to the state auditor and to DFA, letting them know what the status is. And I want him to sign that letter so that he's on the hook. If he says September 15th or September 30th or whatever, then we know on his end what's going on.
And you informed him of that?
Yes, he knows, he's gonna sign that.
And we're shooting for the latest September 30th.
No, we'll talk to him and see what he has to say. So, other than that, I think that's, pretty much, the budget was submitted and all the paperwork by September 1st. It was actually, reviewed and approved, conditionally approved on August 22nd. Stand for any questions?
Okay, questions? No. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, we continue to see improved efficiencies in our utilities billing area. While consumption dropped by 19% to 91 million gallons in the month of August year over year, revenue collection increased by 16% to $535,000 year over year. Secondly, the large park structure was delivered last week and construction should begin this week. HF Sinclair, Navajo, and the city have a tentative date set for discussion of revision of their effluent water rates set up for Wednesday, October 1st at 10 a.m. here at City Hall. Commissioners are more than welcome to attend. Next, after a lot of deliberation, thought, and consideration, we have decided to move the finance and utilities billing schedule to Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. to better serve the public. I always look at, I like to say what the competition's doing, not to follow them, but just to see how other cities do it. And what I found is that of what I could find, Hobbs and Lovington are the only cities where City Hall closes at noon on Fridays. Clovis, Portales, Artesia, Carlsbad, Rio Rancho, Farmington, Silver City, Andrews, and Seminole all have Monday through Friday schedules, 8 to 5 or 8 to 4. So this is to better serve the public. We are in the public service business. But because we have some staff that are single moms and have child care considerations, what we agreed on is it would go into effect January 5th of 2026. We all know child care is hard to come by in this town, so we want to give our staff a little more time to kind of make arrangements for Friday afternoons. But I think overall, I mean, it's all a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice on my part, a sacrifice on the staff's part, but we are here to serve the public, and I think it's going to be more convenient for them to pay their bills, et cetera, if we're open until 4 or 5 on Friday.
Okay.
And lastly, I will be attending the Municipal League Annual Conference in Ruidoso part of next week. I believe one or more of the commissioners will be, attending as well. And that being said, I'd be happy to stand for any questions.
Questions? So there's going to be a short note on that. I have a question, though, that not regarding anything you said.
Yes, sir.
I was reminded while I was on a phone call right before I walked in, and standing out on the step out here. And when I came up here, I had at least 5 mosquito bites. So just from right out there. The city, we've had an unusual amount of rain. We understand that. And because of that, we have an unusual amount of vegetation growth. But do we have anything?
Currently, the city doesn't have anyone on staff with a pesticide license. Typically, the county sprays.
I realize.
And last I heard that the county was supposed to spray a couple weeks ago. I can call Lorenzo tomorrow first thing and see where they're at, if they've sprayed. Usually they'll kind of post some things, letting people know ahead of time. I haven't seen that, but that's a very good question. I'll definitely follow up on that.
And I know, we've got a lot of standing water. There's just a lot that's contributing to it.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know what it is, but they're small, but the chemical that they're releasing is extremely itchy to me this year. So I know people are frustrated.
Okay.
And so if we could get some activity and, you know, even if we have to
Desert would just
contract.
come back.
Yes, sir, I hate to say it that way, but I like dry,
Yeah.
dry air, yes.
We'll take care of it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, still filling in, well, we're glad you're here. Do you have anything, no, I know you have a couple of agenda items. so-
Sure. Well, on the mosquito issue, I believe Robert here, Robert's not here?
Yeah, he's like-
I gave Robert my husband's information, he's the new county agriculture extension agent.
Oh,
And he's
yeah,
trying to get a pesticide applicator's license program started for the city. So,
bless that man.
yeah, you know, he doesn't like them either. So, yeah, so we'll stay in touch about that, and I'll see if I can maybe get more people involved, or if David, if you wanted to be involved on the emails with
Whatever it
Robert or
takes.
anything like that.
Yep.
Crystal says her regards, she says hello. She's at the hospital with her father, hopefully she'll be back tomorrow. The Wendy's permitting process is moving right along. They should be submitting, their documents to the state this week. And hopefully that'll be approved next week. And we can issue the city work permit and they can go ahead and get started. But that's it for now.
Okay. Questions? Commissioner Bolt?
Yes, I'd like to find out, I know planning and zoning had some issues with some RV parks and that not being compliant. I'd like to find out where we're at on that, as far as,
So Laura and I had been in contact about several RV properties. Some of the owners have come in, I think there was only one owner that came in and, the group between East Orange and Orange. Do you know anything about one of those?
They came and spoke with you, right?
Yes.
You mentioned it.
Yeah.
What did he tell you? I'm not sure.
So he wants to start all the permit processes to start the mobile home park and get it like all on paper retroactively, get everything into compliance. So we've started the permitting process. It seems to me that it's gonna be a slow process because of funding. He's asking for, help locating funding. I can't prioritize that right now. It's not really my thing to help him find the funding for that. So, but that's the only owner who's come in and is really making the efforts.
right, I know that it was mentioned that we had some that were non-compliant, that were not working with the city, and other ones that were.
So on that note, we've had a task force since this came up 6-9 months ago. Crystal, myself, Chief, Laura, I forget who, Robert, Fire Marshal. So to answer that question, we took the most egregious example, I'm not gonna mention which one it is. Someone we've been trying to work with for over a year, who's accumulated numerous fines, and there currently is a warrant out for their arrest. And that has been red tagged, and we will tear it down if we have to.
I had officers to give with the deputies to go out there and attempt to serve that warrant today. And they've been able to get them to open the door. So they're completely disregarding us.
We're making a statement. Legally, but we're making a statement.
We need to.
Legally,
I
yeah,
agree.
this is.
Yep.
Tried to work with this person for over a year.
Yeah, it's one thing if they come in and they work with the city, it's another thing where they do not attempt it all, so.
So that's where we stand.
Good.
And we figure we take that one step on the worst offender, see if that brings other people into line a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe they'll come forward at their hearing today, online. There's nothing to be scared of. What's gonna be scary is that warrant when they get picked up, either at home or work maybe, I don't know how the deputies do it, or LPD, but that, we didn't wanna take it this far, but nobody's the same.
Right.
So, this is how far it is, and
You don't have to apologize for asking people to obey the law.
we tried.
No, but thank you for the update. I haven't heard anything on it,
Yes, sir.
and I wanted
We have a
to
task
find out
force
where
that we
we're
meet
at.
about once every month or two.
Okay.
This is-
So keep me updated, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
That's it? All right. Counselor?
Commissioners, nothing new, but we'll have a few comments regarding the special use permit that's on the agenda tonight. So
Okay,
you have to
good.
stand for any questions.
Questions, anyone? Not yet.
All right.
All right, thank you. All right, brings us to our public comment time. If anyone in attendance has anything they would like to address the commission with, please come follow Kevin to the podium at your and state your name, and then tell us what you want us to hear under 3 minutes or so.
My name is Kevin Michalis. I am the utility billing supervisor, I guess, for the city of Lovington. I wanted to use this time, well, let me start off by saying I've turned in my resignation letter today.
Oh.
I wanted to take this time to, beyond anything, to thank you all, to thank the staff, to thank David Miranda for giving me this opportunity. None of us are perfect. There have been a lot of issues with my department, but I thank you all for being patient, especially the citizens of Lovington. Working here has meant a lot to me in serving the people, right, and being fair to the people. And we have to remember that the people, right, are who pay us. That was made very clear to me today. Who we work for, but the people are also compose this city, right? This staff, this city hall, and we have to think of them too. You know, as David said earlier, we all must make sacrifices, and you know, for the betterment of the city, and for me, myself, I think this is the sacrifice that I must make. Because there are changes coming, and I don't see myself in those changes. And not that I'm not included, but I just simply don't see them for me. So like I said, I want to thank Ms. Shannon, Chief Clark, Chief Moorhead, Commissioner Bolts, Commissioner Trujillo, you know, Mayor Roberts. Liz White, thank you so much for liking in my initial interview enough to call me back, you know. Commissioner Gandy, you're one of my favorite people here, just simply because of your honesty and your sense of humor and your sense of style as well. David Miranda, without him, like I said earlier, I wouldn't be here, right? He gave me the opportunity. I just asked, and I feel like me and him have done a lot for the city, where we can say it was better than where we picked it up. So I just wanted to thank all of you. I wanted to thank the people of Lovington, and to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you for your contribution, Kevin. Thank you for your service. Appreciate it.
Kevin, I want to point out that, yeah, you took us through the roughest times. I mean, change is the hardest thing. It's easy to, after change has occurred, to fine tune everything, but to make that step and change, and like, you know, we did with the decimal point of the change, having to confront the citizens with all that, the complaints, turning everything around. The magnitude of change is the hardest part of any organization, and you did it, and I commend you a lot for doing what you did for us. I mean, we asked a lot of you personally to do for us, and take a lot of heat, and you did it. You didn't complain, and from my heart, I really appreciate it. And you truly made the correct statement at the last. We're a lot better off than we were 4 years ago, definitely. So I appreciate everything that you did for the citizens of Lovington. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and we wish you well in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
And you're always welcome to come and join us.
Thank you.
Anyone else? It's a hard one to follow, but you're welcome to come forward.
My name is Tim Boyson Jr. I've got a very big complaint for you guys that is about people parking the wrong way on the wrong side of the streets. it's getting ridiculous that, it's happening. People doing what they drive the way they want to drive, park the way they want to park. But it's getting down to the younger drivers now. Younger drivers are seeing the older drivers drive and parking, and they're doing the same exact thing. When I know in the handbook across this nation that it's the passenger side on the curb, not the driver's side. Now, I don't care where you go to, but this is the only town in this county that it's happening to. Go to Hobbs, they don't do it. Tatum, they don't do it. You know. And it needs to be fixed, or else someone's gonna get to an accident, head-on collision, and get seriously injured. I hate for it to be corrected when that happens. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hey, on some brighter news, good evening, guys. Thank you for serving your community. Good evening, commissioners. I got some exciting news for you guys. Sean Robinson, citizen of Lovington. The board for the Lee County Heroes has proceeded forward. We got the applicants. You guys will hear about it soon. Exciting news. A lot of good applicants, a lot of good stories. For the few minutes of open comments, I wanted to talk to you guys. We were brought some concerns about some citizens, and they wanted us to bring back the Veterans Day parade. As the board, we discussed it. Everybody on the board agreed. I wanted to bring it up to council, give you guys a heads up with any ideas maybe you guys have, put it on discussion and talk to you guys about it in the next meeting. The idea that we have now, possibly, is going from the fairgrounds down Central Avenue, taking a right at the old courthouse, and then ending at the Methodist Church. Maybe next year when the Veterans Park is done, that's where we can end the parade, but maybe this year we could start it that way. That's where we're gonna reveal our first banner also, but we're looking at November 8th at 4 o'clock. And the reason why is Saturday in the morning, Hobbs is doing their parade. And we're gonna try to let them do theirs, and then when they're done, try to bring everybody to Lovington to do ours in the evening. I will get the permits, I will get with David Miranda, the city manager, in the next few days. I know he's busy today because the council meeting. We'll try to figure out how we can make this happen. It sounds like the county wants to help bring the volunteer fire departments and stuff like that out. We're gonna get a flyer out in the next few days to get some of the companies out, get the high school involved. But we would love to bring the Veterans Day parade back to the capital of Lee County, especially with what we're doing, the Veterans Day Park, the Veterans Park. But that's what we're hoping for. And then after the parade, it'll end at the Methodist Church. We're gonna do an unveiling, and then we'll have free food, maybe the band there, and all that. So make it like a Veterans Day celebration for the city of Lovington and the citizens. That's what we're hoping for. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. If you guys had any suggestions right now, before we put it on a discussion, and if we have to, I'll get with Miranda. We'll figure this out, but I didn't know if you guys had any suggestions for me or want anything or expect anything from the parade.
A big celebration, that's what we want.
I'm open to that too.
Sir, November 8th, at what time?
We want to do it at 4 o'clock. I feel like if we did morning or lunch, it's too conflicting. If we do it a little bit later, it's too dark. So I think 4 o'clock, it's on a Saturday. We're gonna try to get the Hobbs High School. I'm gonna try to contact them, see if we can get the band out. Maybe they can do a Veterans Day program. Get some food trucks out there. I'm gonna get with the SO. They have that community outreach program that does the burgers, and we're gonna see if they can come out also and cook hamburgers, and they'll be free to the public. So we're gonna feed the public on top of that too.
I just wanted to ask, November 8th at 4 p.m., by the time the parade gets over, is it gonna be dark?
Probably will be.
Yes, so we discussed that, and that's a big one, but we have a company that's working with the chambers, and they're gonna give us the scene lights, the big generator lights. And so the parade will be ending and like it'll start getting sunset and dark, and then that's when we'll have the food trucks, you know, music or whatever, and then they'll unveil the first banner. We were trying to figure out a time, but if we did it closer to lunch, they'll be finishing up in Hobbs, and then, so that's why and we could probably move it up earlier, even if it's the parade for the city, so if we have to figure out a time like 3 or 2, I mean, we just figured 4 would be a kind of a decent time. Anything y'all like to see or anything for me for that? No? Awesome. And then I'll be on the discussion, hopefully I'll talk to Moreno and maybe be on the discussion vote for the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I see no one jumping up. All right, we're moving on. Brings us to our non-action items. First one, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just was gonna introduce Evelyn Holguin.
Okay.
I had received some complaints about the weeds at the former A&A Title Loan Building on South Main that the city commission voted to sell to Mr. Dunlap. I was under the impression that the transfer had been consummated. I was incorrect. So immediately, as soon as I found out that that hadn't happened or been effectuated, it's now cleaned up. The lot's cleaned up because technically the city still owns it. I think Evelyn can bring us up to date in terms of what's happening with the process of the transfer.
Yes, Evelyn Holguin with the Lovington EDC, giving you an update. We did speak to the state of New Mexico Economic Development on Thursday. We had a Zoom meeting regarding TD Sprue. We'll be coming to the city commission at the next city commission meeting, so we'll provide PPAs. We'll be coming to David Miranda within the next week. Terrell has already agreed to all the terms. Just for transparency reasons, it's a $170,000 award. $150,000 comes from the state and $20,000 has already been approved through the city. It will be dispersed in 3 tranches. The biggest tranche will be the very first one, due to the fact that once he receives and purchases a property and gets a certificate of occupancy, that's when he receives the largest amount. Once he hires, I believe, 3 to 5 employees, he gets another tranche. But you could have the ability to have this $170,000 in your bank account for up to 5 years. He is on the hook for 5 years. And so if he doesn't fulfill all his metrics, he doesn't receive all the money. You will see on this PPA that there is a callback provision on there. So they are asking him, he is currently working on collateral for the grant. That's something that he wasn't aware of. I know that he has visited his bank, I believe on Friday was when he visited his bank to make sure he had collateral enough. And it was an issue, he didn't want to be on the hook for 5 years, but that's kind of the same scenario that we've done for drylands, we've done for just about everybody. And the PPA, when the city does the ordinance is gonna be just about identical to the drylands ordinance. So that's something to go based off of. It's gonna be very simple. I have that ordinance if you do not have it. But it will be coming at the next city commission meeting. He is aware that this is gonna take till I believe the October 27th commission meeting. I believe when it comes to as a discussion item, you have to advertise for I believe 15 to 20 days and so it's gonna take at least 30 days to get it going. So he is aware, he is ready to go. We'll begin construction as soon as the PPAs are approved. Hoping to be done by the end of the year, but not 100% sure. He did say that November and December were his busiest months, so potentially could be breaking ground in January. We have seen the specs on the building, very, very nice. It's gonna make a great addition to the south side of town. We did let him know, about the weeds, but David Miranda is correct. He has not purchased the property and, we apologize for that. There was some issues regarding his financial statements when it came to the state level. And in order for it to be able to get approved, you had to get that in order. So it is on him. He is aware that it was his fault that we have been waiting for 6 months now. He is not allowed to purchase the property due to the fact that if he buys it, it will be an ineligible expense. And if he waits until the PPA is approved, then those expenses can be added, so for reimbursement purposes. But everything is set on track. You'll see something at the next city commission meeting within the next 2 weeks. But it's set to go. Everything's good to go. And so you will be receiving the way the PPA works. The state of New Mexico will do a direct deposit, a wire transfer to the city of Lovington for $150,000, and then they'll take the $20,000 from the LEADA account that will be dedicated for that project only. And like I said, it could sit in the account for 5 years. And if it's not utilized, if the project is not fulfilled, then it gets returned back to the state. Any questions for me?
Question?
These?
No, everybody's saying. I think that's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Thank you. Oh, can I ask something? Not regarding that, but I know that you guys have mentioned the Exxon mobile area. I spoke with them less than 2 weeks ago. Gentleman at Hobbs KW Fuels named Josh. We had a company out of state that is looking to purchase that piece of property. He said, he's willing to do a joint partnership, but he won't sell it as a whole. He said that they invested $1.2 million in the gas tanks. Those were removed and put in brand new. Their plan is to move forward, but he didn't give a timeline of when they're gonna do it. But he says that's their plan, is to move forward, but he didn't wanna sell it. We actually have a buyer for it. He doesn't wanna sell it, so. I know the reason it's been sitting there is because he's upset about the upgrades that were done to the main street. Didn't want the barriers, didn't want the medians in the middle, because if you're coming, you're not able to go onto his property. If you're coming this way, you're not able to get into his property, so he was very mad. That's the reason why that project stopped, was because he wasn't happy.
Should have told him to get a little more involved in the situation, wouldn't have had that problem in the first place. Just like a couple of people on 17th should have got involved with the situation, had plenty of notification, and then once it happened, then they're mad. Like, you have to be involved, so.
Wasn't a good conversation prior to even when the construction talks were going, that we were having town hall meetings. Those talks were not good at all. And so, I mean, he did come forward, I think once or twice, never came back again, and then it happened, but that was one of the reasons he stopped the project. I don't know, I figured maybe he's done, because at the end of the day, they're gonna not allow semis to come to the middle of town anyways, so it would hurt his business, and that's the reason we reached out to him.
That's not fit.
Well, I'm saying you're not supposed to, but
Yeah.
You could have got it in there anyway, because particularly there was supposed to be a convenience store that's in there. You put the convenience store, blah, 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 blah,
And
blah,
on the
blah, blah.
diagonal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
it was a mess. Oh, we were trying to take it off his hands to have someone else come in and buy it. That didn't work, so.
I don't know if she conveyed the message, but I told Laura to tell him that I'd be happy to meet with him at any time, try to work on some kind of compromise.
Yeah, well, we met with him, and we met with New Mexico DOT prior to the construction happening. He was not professional, and DOT said they didn't care, and so they continued, so.
In my previous dealings with that company, they're difficult to work with.
Oh, absolutely, I can agree 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not very fond when it's time to call them, so
Yeah.
just know it's not easy.
And you have something good you want to talk about?
No,
Your fiestas?
Kate beat me to it. Oh, yeah, you want on the Wendy's, Eddie Valencia, I did chat with him a week ago. They have finalized all the utilities. Utilities are all complete. They will close on the property this month. We're working with the owner, Jeff Poe. He's the owner of the franchise and the facility, and we're working on a groundbreaking now. It's just, we know that the weather is changing. We know the time change will be coming soon as well. So we're just trying to figure out what would be the best time to do it. Potentially maybe not a groundbreaking, but maybe do a grand opening. That's what we're trying to figure out at this time. Oh, and then invite you to Fiestas of Septiembre next Saturday, September 20th at the fairgrounds. Event from 3 to midnight. We have 3 live entertainment bands. We'll have a truck show. We have, actually the youth has been involved. That's one of the reasons why we kind of included that event. We actually have a lot of kids that are signed up for that. We will have over 20 food vendors as well. We'll have sections for kids, but we're hoping, just know that you might get lots of calls for the music. That was kind of the situation for Cinco de Mayo. The sheriff's department said they received over 21 calls, people complaining about the music. So that's one of the reasons why instead of going till 1 a.m., I went till midnight. I don't know if that would help, but I did that. So. But if you don't have anything to do, if you're looking for food, stop by. The event starts from 3 to midnight.
Okay.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday, 20th.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. Moves us to our next item. Discussion of the Pumpkin People on city-owned property.
Mr. Mayor,
Here,
Commissioners, Claire couldn't be here tonight, but I can pretty much mention what she wanted to bring up. So apparently the agreement to have the Pumpkin People on the county courthouse lawn has ended. The county's going to contribute to the event this year, but they don't have a home for their Pumpkin People. And what I advised Claire to do is to bring it before the commission, because she was going to ask permission to have the Pumpkin People on various city properties, for instance, in front of City Hall or by the library. And since it's gonna change the look and aesthetic of our buildings temporarily, I thought the commission should weigh in on that. I don't know the details further, but someone told me that initially it did used to be on city property in front of our buildings, but that's basically it in a nutshell.
I remember them being everywhere.
Yeah, they were on city property, they were out by the signs.
Right.
They were
And
in
we had the
businesses.
situation where the kids went.
That,
Or
yes.
mom.
Yeah. So I just wanted you guys to be aware, to see if there was any objection. Because
Commissioner
they
Bo.
won't be allowed to have it on the wall.
How is it, just wondering, how's it gonna affect businesses that are looking to have, let's say like the library, putting their own out? They have other people there. And also, as far as, is it gonna entail anything from the city as far as cleanup? Are we gonna be asking for more of our parks or streets to be out there cleaning this stuff up? Who's gonna be responsible? We don't wanna put more burden onto the people that we have working for us.
Okay. I'll ask Claire those questions. Get more details.
Okay.
I think she did state that she's gonna come to the next meeting
Okay.
for the nay, yay or nay.
Okay.
Any further questions? Okay, thank you, sir. All right, this brings us to your next discussion on flooding on various areas of the city. You're up, he's.
Yeah, sorry, I'm writing it down. The only update I received from Crystal on the flooding issues is that she'd like to look at elevations there and get elevations done again. Unfortunately, that's all I have as far as information from Crystal about it. I believe she wanted to get in touch with Pettigrew and Associates regarding the elevations.
We are seeking funding for engineering studies for long-term solutions to both locations. In the meantime, when we get hit with that kind of rainfall, I was out there with Robert and Bernardo, and we can just try to mitigate the situation to help people in the area. It's overtime, but it's bad. On C, the water was over a foot deep. On J, it was coming up into the yards, and I know the same thing happens on South Love and Denko. It's just poor drainage.
So we're talking the Avenue C, like between
In
seven.
back of the park by the water tower, yes.
Where they try to cut the ditch and it fills up.
The one temporary thing we can do is to deepen the ditch that goes from C over to D, and it kind of drains it off of there. And Robert's gonna work on that.
Goes uphill. I grew up literally right there.
You're right.
Yeah, and it won't go uphill, so that's the same thing that goes on at J. They cut that ditch, but the street that they're trying to cut through too is higher than the, it's gonna be difficult because.
Raise that yard
But
for those people.
The other problem you're gonna have is you're gonna have a large amount of fluid come in at a quick time, fill up that deal.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to pump that off at a rate, at a high rate, which transfers it to another area.
Mhm.
So, which really doesn't get rid of it, because now you just put it on another street somewhere else. So, and both of those have the same problem. If you went to you go to Avenue D, you pump it down it, you're filling up Fifth. Right. So,
Right, you're just moving the problem from one area to
To
the
another.
next.
yeah, so,
But if we can see, I just recommend that we keep trying to find
Solution.
a solution to this, because this may be in the future an ongoing problem. And if there's any way that we can rectify it or take care of it, I would recommend it.
Don't
realistically, based on the property and where,
drag it off.
what I remember, the lines in that area, you're almost stuck with buying the homeowner's home
And making a ditch there.
and making a pond there,
Retention
Mhm.
pond.
which has its mosquito issues.
Mhm.
Can we not cut out that corner of the park and make a retention pond?
Which corner of the park?
That would be
By the Boy
the
Scout.
By the alley.
northwest corner.
Shop
That's where
it
you
up,
got
bro.
the.
It used to be the old, be right next to the old Scout Hut.
By the
Right.
alley.
Yeah.
Right, are we using, we're not using the RV dump anymore?
No, it's still open.
Is it still open?
Yeah, we still get called out for it.
You still gotta figure out a way to get rid of
Jake
the
leaves
traffic
it
there.
running.
We'd have to keep the alley there, but
Yes.
east of the alley up to the water tower.
But
and
you
the
can
Boy
build
Scouts.
like a kind of a retaining wall and leave holes in it so the water comes back into your retention pond. But it's still a nice built corner, you know, like
Depending on which
stone or
contractor
whatever
we
with
get, they
pipe.
might build that up higher and the water's still gonna stay on the other side of it like 17.
No, you have to do it right.
That was, there's an artesian well right there too, so we gotta be careful with that.
Artesian water.
Yeah, that one
I
automatically
think
flows.
there's a
You-
city, an old
You
city
tap into
water
that,
line
it may
too,
automatically create a
in
bigger
that
problem.
park.
There's an artesian
Let's
well right
make
there.
an injection well.
We're gonna get, Mr. Boydston.
An artesian
Yeah, I
injection.
mean, when it rains too, you got a problem over there on Ninth and Brian Erlacher.
Yes.
Because everybody that drives down Ninth has to drive down the middle of the road going both ways. And that's a real problem over there.
No, sir, that's a river you're driving down.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
a river, that's
But
not,
it's
that's not,
still a big
three
problem.
times a year, that's a river, not a roadway. If you guys gotta keep that in mind now.
There you go. Our boat.
Cause it's headed to the pond, which is south.
So we're gonna reach out to Pettigrew, Pettigrew and Associates and start something.
Yes,
It's
sir.
gonna be difficult. I mean, we're not the first.
There's no easy fix.
It was 50 years ago that I first started living there, so.
Learn to swim.
I did, well, it was great for us, cause all of a sudden we could ride our bikes through all
I
that, you
know,
know.
I lived in the gutter.
Yeah, I know, and
So
then,
fun.
now I drive by and I'm like, oh, get
Now
your
you can
kids
ride
out
a
of
trash
the.
can.
Right.
My kids ride the trash can when they go to Wawa's.
All right. All right, brings us to action items. Mr. Gainey.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2025-078, amend 73, sorry, didn't bring your glasses. Amend special use permit, resolution 2024-114 for residential daycare center at 1305 West Carter Avenue.
All right, I have a motion and second for consideration of this resolution. Yours? Okay.
Okay, so, originally, the special use permit, for the daycare at 1305 West Carter was approved in 2024 for resolution, 114. They were awarded 1 employee and up to 6 children. What she's asking for now and what the planning and zoning board approved was to increase, from 1 employee to 2 employees and allow up to 12 children. According to the planning and zoning board, the issues of increased vehicle traffic were discussed, and they decided that if it did become a problem, that would be addressed and the special use would be revisited. So far, it has not been an issue. And the owner has about 5 letters from the neighbors saying that the traffic is okay with them and it really isn't notable. The owner is looking to move to a permanent location in a building in town, but the business must be in operation for 2 years before the banks will consider giving her a loan for her business. So that was unanimously approved by the Planning and Zoning Board on August 12th. And then we decided to table it at the last city commission, from what I could tell, from 3 major concerns: traffic, the square foot per child, and finding and receiving a loan for the second location within 2 years. As far as the traffic goes, Crystal Ball has made an official statement, and it says, "I'm okay with this special use permit. The traffic issue is only at 2 times during the day during pickup. It is not an all day, all night traffic increase. So I do not think that that should keep the child care center from expanding, and the need for child care in town is extremely needed." I think one of the kind of main concerns after traffic was the square foot per child. So Crystal and I revisited the blueprints of the home and looked at the square footage that was available. And I met with the owner today as well and discussed what she knew via the state inspector when they had come to do the initial approval of the home. So that state inspector said that at the time that the 950 square feet that was available was enough for 12 children, but then she did need the approval of the city to get up to 12 children. That's 35 square feet per child. As it is now, she's at 79 square feet per child if she wanted 12. So it's almost double what the state inspector wanted her to have for 12. So she's got plenty of space for the children there per square foot. And if this is approved today, then she would be right on track for finding the second location within the 2 years. So I kind of want to make clear like the timeline here, because I know there was concern again on like finding that, and I think you brought it up last time, like by the time we find the second location, then it'll be, instead of 2 years, it'll be 3 years, and it'll.
And another one of our biggest questions was,
Yeah.
do these expire or are they
Annually, ain't it?
until,
It's an annual
Okay.
thing.
Yes.
We
Okay.
issue a permit annually.
Yes. So if it is approved today, by March 2026, this coming March, the bank will have 2 years of proof of income from the daycare. And that means that Mrs. Osorio could purchase a second location that would be for a preschool, which would still have daycare services on a limited basis. And then as of also that March, if this is approved, she can move that daycare business to the location officially, and then in April, apply for the school year that would begin in August. So she's already in conversation with a local business owner regarding, I think, the Vision Center, about a rent-to-own agreement for the preschool location. Questions on the process or what needs to be approved?
Any questions before I go to Patrick? Go ahead, Commissioner Bates.
No, I brought up with the square footage because I didn't realize that the bedroom and a couple other of these were gonna be figured into the equation. But that I see that it's specified here now, showing what's gonna be a part of the daycare. I am fine with that. One question I did have for Patrick is, as far as this 2-year limit, myself personally, I don't think we have to say that we can put that out there, that you can only do this for 2 years, and then you have to move out. Am I?
Well, there's a couple different ways to look at it. I think probably the easiest way to do it, and if you think back about some other variances or special uses that we do, oftentimes we tie that to a particular owner or certain things that are occurring. And so I think the best way to get it addressed properly is to come up with maybe what that time period would be. And I know, Scotty, you looked at it and said, well, we don't want to just say it's 2 years, get some kind of agreement in place and not give that person the opportunity to build that 2-year history and then be able to go out and find, because you're just setting them up for failure. So I think if you want to do it on the yearly basis, you could certainly do that. I don't know if that gives enough structure to her business plan and what the bank is looking at. It's not like we're putting an asset up for a short period of time. I would imagine it would be renewed unless there's any problems, or we could look at a period of time, all agree on what that period of time would be for the special use, get the person that's applying to agree to that, and then we kind of have that taken care of on both ends. So whichever way you'd like to proceed.
And if that special use permit can be approved just through August next year, that's when, according to the business owner's plan, they would be starting the preschool in the new location and already applied, done the application for the deadline to start a preschool.
So I have a question as in code enforcement and also fire marshal. I had a few words he wanted to say about this property. This business hasn't come before us, two departments, so I wasn't sure how, we usually do our inspections together, like planning and zoning, fire department, and myself. We hadn't heard about this business, we haven't done our inspection. So therefore, now that you are, if you could share that information with us or two departments, we would be happy to go out and do our inspections. As it being a business slash home, but this home is considered a business, we have to go down the same list as a regular business. You know, it's not just, let's say it's not a regular business, this is something more than a business, which we should have 110% inspections from all departments. And I'm not sure if that's what fire marshal used to. This is kind of one of those, like miscommunications that we all need to.
She's had it for over a year.
So every business is to be re-inspected every year, once a year.
It had its initial, but not after the
Oh,
first
so
year.
you had the original inspection in November?
Yeah.
So y'all should be good for
So-
another inspection in November?
So,
Okay.
On my part, I did have an inspection, and when I did do the inspection, they do meet all the requirements, fire life safety, to upgrade to 12 people. But, I would wanna go through and do another inspection prior to doing this, just to make sure that nothing has changed.
Okay.
So I understand, just so to make sure, got all our i's dotted here, or t's crossed, whichever one. So basically does she have a state approved license for 12, or she has the area for 12?
I believe she has a state-approved license for 6.
6.
And the inspector unofficially said she's got the space for 12 if she wants it, but she needs the city's approval first.
Okay, so,
I would
So-
like to.
It's best to have it in writing from the city inspector what is approved or not.
I'd
because
like
I've
to amend
been-
it that
and it
she
takes-
can have it with it being under current owner, occupier, and, state approved license. That would be conditions on her approval. I don't know how y'all.
She has to get it through y'all before it can go to state.
Right. Thank you.
and ours is only good once the state approves everything
Yes.
else. So,
Right.
So,
if once she passes the fire inspection, the planning zone inspection, once she passes everything, our approval is, we give her our permission, then when she passes all that, the approval is given,
Yes.
and we move forward from there.
Yeah.
Is that the way everybody understands it? Or have I confused myself?
We're just, we're just
What?
starting line, that's
I'd
it.
just like to have it written conditions on her
So,
resolution.
Just vote on it.
so you're gonna have to,
Yeah, you'll just have to state.
Can we amend it to have written conditions on her approval that,
you can,
well, you made the original motion,
well, I can
so.
step out. And you can make it.
So there are some conditions. The first is the owner receives and maintains a valid business registration. And so you could add on to that. And that the owner receives and maintains whatever licensure from the state or anything like that. So you could tack that on.
And current. Does it say current? I haven't read this really well. I mean, I read it, but not.
But I think anyway, that's gonna affect code enforcement. If they don't have it, it's gonna, they'll pull it, wouldn't that be correct? Even if we added this language to it,
I need to read.
they could still pull their license.
Right,
or-
because part of the condition of that special use.
So it's
to
almost
go
like,
from 6 to 12 is that, she maintains, she acquires and maintains that license
Where
with
is
the
the
state.
child
Yeah.
care businesses?
So from my understanding, if it gets approved tonight, then the code enforcement and fire will do the inspection in November on the annual, for the annual.
I could do one
Before
tomorrow.
Or you could do it tomorrow if you wanted, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, so to do that annual inspection, and then, shoot.
Actually, sorry to interrupt you before I forget here.
Yeah.
So actually, how it goes with businesses, fire marshal and code enforcement are legally allowed to go into businesses and do just, inspect or look out for stuff that ain't supposed to
Okay, so this one.
be, yeah, they have
So
to.
you don't need that.
Yeah,
Which
so
is-
it's not like we,
This
yes,
state
we
license.
have to do it once
Because
a year
it just says a valid
because of
business
the business
registration.
license that's gonna be issued to the city clerk. But then also ourselves, two departments, fire department and code enforcement department, we can go out and check the business and say, okay, you're in compliance, or, hey, on, you know, stuff like that. So there's not a time.
I understand.
No, he can. It's just a consideration, so you can just ask to have this added.
Okay.
And then,
So just ask for to amend his motion.
that's the easiest.
Ms. Shannon, I'd like to amend Mr. Gandy's motion to include, proper state licensure on condition number 1. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Bowe?
Then need a second.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think that's the easiest. All right, excuse me, I'm sorry.
You're good.
And I know the owner is present. Is there anything you need to ask or inquire of us at this time? Do you understand what we're asking to add, which is not outside the realm?
Yes, I'm understanding. Before this day, before they give me capacity for 12, I had to do the whole process again, like I did the first time for getting my license. So the fire department has to approve it, like proving, and Sonia has to approve it once before I send the new application.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Right. I have some advice, totally different from one that has to do with this. You might, if you want to, if your other situation, business opportunity were to not go through, there will be an expansion of daycare in Lovington, and they might need an operator. So if you were so inclined, you could possibly go out to the hospital and inquire, maybe talk to David Shaw. Yeah, and so I know that that's gonna happen, I just don't know what opportunities are gonna be.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah, thank you so much.
you know, local operators are highly sought for because you're already here, so.
Yes,
Anyway.
and my daughter's in elementary, and I don't want to move her to somewhere else. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, any further discussion? All right, hearing none. Shannon?
Commissioner Bowe,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Gandy,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo.
Yes. All right, Commissioner White.
I would like to make a motion to pay bills.
Second.
We have a motion, second. Any discussion? If not, we'll wait until Commissioner Bolden.
So council.
I just have one, with the Tyler Technology Annual, and I understand we do that, it just seems like it's a exorbitant amount, 96,000.
It's expensive,
Right.
but it's necessary to have that software. I mean, they're pretty competitive with similar software packages.
So is that pretty much right in line then?
That's right in line. And they also, they provide support if you were having issues with the software. And, you know, there's other software vendors out there, but I don't think it's really prudent to make a change at this time when people understand the software.
Right, correct.
So I think it's fair.
Okay, okay, just wanted to get your
Right.
opinion on that.
Yes, sir.
Your professional opinion.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, thank
Okay.
you. Good.
That's it, all right. Shannon?
Commissioner White,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowe,
Yes.
Commissioner Gandy,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes. With that, the items of the agenda are exhausted. We are adjourned.
You're scaring me.
Let's see if there's a bit.